Guess who's back? Back again. Aardvark's back. Tell a friend. Channel. My name is Jessie and today I'm here to do an unboxing of the Aardvark June box. Last month I got to work with Aardvark, which was so much fun. I did a whole try a chapter of their all 6 selections for the month of May, and now I get to work with them for this month, which is June, and they sent me all 6 selections and I'm really excited to share one of them. And I think for this video I'm actually going to do a reading vlog with a twist, which I'll explain a little bit later. If you don't know what Aardvark is, it is a monthly book subscription where their team pick 4 to 5, sometimes 6, it's been 6 lately, but they pick their top picks that they want their readers to read. And here in the US, you can get your box for $17.99 for your first pick, as well as adding some add-ons, I believe, for $9.99. But here's a little hack. If you use my code, you can actually get your first hardcover new release book for only $4. How much? $4. Can you repeat that? Sure, it's $4. That's right. If you use my code, you can actually get your first new release hardback cover for only $4, which is a steal. You can't even get that practically anywhere. One really cool thing about Aardvark is that they have a whole array of genres to like my usual classics, which is thrillers and romance. But they also do like sci-fi, historical fiction, contemporary fiction, literary fiction, horror, you name it, they got it. So I'm really excited to share all 6 books with you, so let's go ahead and jump into it with an unboxing. Dun 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 dun. Alright, so here is our box. It always says think inside the box. You do get, which I think is really cool, you do get bookmarks for each one of the books that you have, so they gave me all 3 in this box, as well as they have these really cool like interactive like postcards. So here has all the books that we will be talking about, but this month they have a bingo board, which is really cool, so I may try to do this a little bit later. The first book is The Eyes Are the Best Part by Manika Kim, and I believe this is it says, Crying in H Mart meets My Sister the Serial Killer in a feminist psychological horror about the making of a serial killer from a Korean American perspective. It also has a little tagline right here that says, Rage is best served raw. I love, as weird as it sounds, serial killers. I don't know what it is. I find them very fascinating. But this one, in a female feminist perspective, this sounds really good. The next book is Stuart Turton's The Last Murder at the End of the World. I've had this one on my radar because my really good friend Gwen from the podcast Talk Bookish to Me, this is her Night Owl book club pick, so I'm glad I have a copy now. But this one sounds really good. This one says, outside the island there is nothing. The world was destroyed by a fog that swept the planet, killing anyone in its touch. On the island it is idyllic, 122 villagers and 3 scientists living in peaceful harmony. The villagers are content to fish, farm, and feast, to obey their nightly curfew, to do what they're told by the scientists. Until, to the horror of the islanders, one of their beloved scientists is found brutally stabbed to death. And then they learn that the murder has triggered a lowering of the security system around the island, the only thing that was keeping the fog at bay. If the murder isn't solved within 107 hours, the fog will smother the island and everyone on it. But the security system has also wiped everyone's memories of exactly what happened the night before, which means that someone on the island is a murderer and they don't even know it. I love like dystopian, like summery vibe books, so this is perfect. Oh my gosh, this next one, the cover is beautiful. It is Lies and Weddings by Kevin Kwan. Look how beautiful this is. Oh, beautiful. This is by the author of Crazy Rich Asians. I've never read anything by Kevin Kwan, but I've always been like slightly interested. And this, with the volcano in the background, stunning. This says, a forbidden affair erupts dramatically amid to the descent of Hawaiian wedding in this hilarious, sophisticated, and thrillingly plotted story of love, money, murders, and sex, and the lies we tell about them all. The fact that it's a hilarious, thrillingly plotted story of love, money, murder, and sex in Hawaii sounds amazing. Oh my gosh. In the next box, I got the same thing, which was the bookmarks and the postcard. But the next book I have is Perfume and Pain by Anna Dorn. And I've never heard of this author or this book, but I love the cover. It's giving me like Sabrina Carpenter vibes just based on the woman in the perfume bottle. This says, will she find success in her career? Will she ever find true love? Or will she only know about perfume and pain? Midless and freshly canceled, novelist Astrid finds herself back in Sapphic Scribes, the Zoom writers group she co-founded before it was published. A worse fate than death, it almost feels like nothing will ever get her writing again, not even her love of perfume. But she temporarily forgets all of that by throwing herself into a few sexy distractions. First, there's Ivy, the PhD student researching 1950s lesbian pulp fiction, and then Penelope, a nosy neighbor living off Urban Outfitters supplement money. When actress and influencer Kate Gold wants to adapt Astrid's previous novel, for TV, Astrid finally has a chance to resurrect her wanting career. But the pressure causes her worst vice to rear its head. This is considered literary fiction, so it does sound actually kind of interesting. I'm curious about the whole like perfume though. Alright, the next one is Dreadful by Caitlin Rozaskis. This one says it's a debut novel, fantasy, humor, and mystery. So I have not heard anything about this book before, so I love the cover. It's very playful, so I like it. It's bad enough waking up in a half-destroyed evil wizard's workshop with no eyebrows, no memories, and no idea how long you have before the dread Lord whomever shows up to murder you horribly and then turn your skull into a goblet or something. It's worse than you realize that dread Lord whomever is you. Oh, okay. Interesting. Gav isn't really sure how he ended up in a castle full of goblins or why he has a princess locked in a cell. All he can really do is play along with his own evil plan in hopes of getting his memories back before he gets himself killed. I love like memory loss in stories. I feel like that's really cute. So I feel like that's awesome that someone doesn't know why they're evil or why they have the things or do the things that they do. So interesting. Very interesting. All right, and then the last book that I have is This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. I'm actually really excited about this one because this is actually one of my most anticipated romances of the year. This says, this summer they'll keep their promise. This summer they won't give in to temptation. This summer will be different. Lucy is the tourist vacationing at a beach home on Prince Edward Island. Felix is the local who shows her a very good time. The only problem, Lucy doesn't know he's her best friend's younger brother. Lucy and Felix's chemistry is unreal, but the list of reasons why they need to stay away from each other is long, and they vow to never repeat that electric night. It's easier said than done. Each year, Lucy escapes to PEI for the big breath of coastal air, fresh oysters, and crisp Vina Verde with her best friend Bridget. Every visit begins with a long walk on the beach beneath the soaring red cliffs in a golden sun. And every visit, Lucy promises herself she won't wind up in Felix's bed again. If Lucy can't help being drawn to Felix, at least she can at least keep her heart out of it. When Bridget suddenly flees to Toronto a week before her wedding, Lucy drops everything to follow her friend to the island. Her mission is to help Bridget through her crisis and resist the one man she's never been able to. But Felix's sparkling eyes and furry quips have been replaced with something new, and Lucy's beginning to wonder just how safe her heart truly is. I love like island, like summer beach vibes, so this sounds absolutely perfect. So before I tell you which book I plan to read and do a reading vlog on, if I were to build a box with only 3 books, let me tell you which ones I would pick. I've got my box ready. Let's pick them out. I'm gonna go with probably The Last Murder at the End of the World, just because I do have to read this for a book club, so that's perfect. I'm also gonna go with Lies and Weddings by Kevin Kwan, just because romantic Hawaiian weddings, I mean, it's quite obvious, isn't it? So now we have one last book for my box, and I think I'm going to choose, I've got to go with my most anticipated. So, and I think this is the book I'm actually going to do my reading vlog on. Before we start the vlog or tell you about the twist, I do want to give one more shout out and a thank you to Aardvark for kindly sending me all 6 books. And let's go ahead and talk about the reading vlog plans. So one vlog idea that I've been doing for my YouTube members is that I like to do chapter by chapter breakdowns, where each chapter I literally pick up the camera, tell you what I'm thinking, tell you what's happening, and kind of tell you all the nitty-gritty details. But obviously I don't want to spoil this book for you, because you should probably just go ahead and use my code and get it yourself for $4, you know. But instead of like telling you all the details, maybe I can show you all the details. I haven't personally seen this on YouTube, but I've seen it a lot on Book Talk. But I thought I could do a chapter by chapter breakdown doing silent reviews. No talking, just facial expressions and gestures. Tell you how I'm feeling every chapter of the way. I do plan on doing some reading sprints later, so I'll probably start there. So let's go ahead and jump into the silent review of The Summer Will Be Different. Okay. Yes. So, yeah. Okay, if anyone is curious why I look like poo, I have a really bad headache, but I really want to read. So I'm going to continue from last night, and I'm starting on chapter 14. Oh.
I don't really care about opening.
Oh. Okay. Alright. Oh. 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 Why? Why? No? Ooh. Oh. Mm. What? Really? Really? Okay. 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 Sure. Yeah. All right, I have officially finished This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, and I loved this book so much. I really loved, one, the setting, two, the characters. I felt like everyone was like very unique and different. I really loved the characters and getting to know them like on different levels and in different directions, and I'll explain why. I really loved watching Emma's relationship, not only with Felix develop over the next 5 years, but her relationship with her friend Bridget. And their friendship is so freaking cute and stunning, and it's so freaking good. I loved that not only are you seeing Emma develop with these two people, but you're also seeing her kind of develop into her own person, which is very key with this because Emma does have a lot of like internal stuff that she needs to work through, not only with her best friend and the guy that she's falling for. However, I will say the mystery, or what exactly the reason for her friend Bridget to go back to her childhood home 1 week before her wedding, that was kind of annoying to me, because I'm just like you as the reader also don't know, and you're discovering things with Emma as she is. And once you finally figure out like what exactly is happening, I did like roll my eyes and huff and puff a little bit, but after a while it did make sense, and it is kind of important to the story, and I loved it. So I'm giving this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm so happy. And if anyone's curious about my ranking with this book and this author's other 2 books, I would say this is right in the middle. So before we end this video, I do want to say thank you so much to Aardvark for your love and support of my channel, and thank you so much for sending these books. Again, if you're interested in any of these copies, make sure you check out Aardvark. I will have the link in the description box, and make sure you use my code BEACHREAD so that way you get your first book for $4. How much? Oh, stop it. You heard me. $4. Alright guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Before we end, let's go ahead and do our Paw Print Pals shout outs. And I'm going to shout out Catherine and Tyra. Thank you so much for becoming new members of the Paw Print Pals. Hope you guys are enjoying all your exclusive access, and thank you so much for your love and support. It truly does mean a lot to me. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up, and don't forget to consider joining the Paw Print Pals, where it is my YouTube memberships where you get exclusive content from me and early access to all my videos. It really does help support me as well, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand